What's going on? John Robles, fighting out of Systems Training Center in Hawthorne, California. South Bay, homegrown kid, fighting for Badbeat 15, the Commerce Casino, April 10th versus Rob Gooch. Make sure you get your tickets. You know, what got me started in MMA is probably just my competitive nature. You know, I played sports my whole life, growing up playing basically baseball and soccer. When I was done with that, I was playing junior college sports and just kind of got burnt out on a little bit and started surfing a bunch, and then I still had that competitive nature kind of brewing in me, and someone introduced me to jiu-jitsu that turned into boxing, and next thing I know, a couple years down the road, I'm doing tournaments and started adding just more abilities to my tool set, and next thing I knew, I was taking an amateur fight, and a month later I turned pro, and that's kind of how it went from there. Just being a competitive athlete, and it's kind of my nature a little bit. I'm very aggressive, and it just kind of goes well. So as far as my fighting career and my journey, I started out with Gladiator Challenge and rattled off some wins there, and next thing I knew, I was fighting for National Fight Alliance, and just started racking up some good wins against some opponents, and found Ian Harris at PKG, which is now we've moved over to Systems Training Center, and I love to compete. I love the feeling of working hard and kind of having all that attention brought to what you bring to the table as a fighter, as an artist, your skill set, and I enjoy just being in the cage. I love the feeling of my friends, my family there to watch me perform and kind of have that moment to really showcase my abilities, and not just what you work on in the gym, but kind of what you have brewing inside you. It kind of lets out a lot of your personality if you're an aggressive person. It's really a way for you to let yourself out and release a little bit. Fighting Rob Gooch for Badbeat 15, it's going to be interesting. I've been on the same card as him a few times. Haven't really sat and watched him fight, but obviously now that we are matched up against each other, I'm going to do my research and things like that. But I'm excited to fight for BAMMA in general. I've been in that cage a million times, cornering my teammates. I've seen some really great fights, and I'm excited for the opportunity as a whole, not just with the opponent, but for the promoter as well. You guys put on such a great show, and the fans always are really into it, and they stick around for the whole night, and it's just a good event in general. And then, like I said, I have a great opponent in front of me with Rob Gooch. He's exciting. I know he's coming down to 135, so let's see what that does maybe for his cardio. Let's see what it does for his performance. He doesn't seem like a big 45er, so I already thought he was a 35er until I found out we were matched up and he was coming down. But I'm excited for the whole night. Like I said, fighting for BAMMA, fighting against Rob. I do know the guy. We bump into each other here and there. We always have conversations. I'd say we're friends. But it makes it a little bit more interesting. Fighting him, and I've never trained with him, so I'm not really worried about it. But I think it's gonna be an exciting night. We both like to fight. We both like to get in there and kind of just get after it. So I think in the end, the fans are gonna be the real winners. I think just the opportunity for BAMMA in general, me getting to fight for them. It's a great casino for not just the people in the venue, but everyone watching online. And BAMMA seems to kind of have a lot of eyes on it, so there's people that will, it reaches a wide audience. And I think from the bottom of the card to the top of the card, every time there's a fight, the fans, like I just said, they're the real winners. They get 10, 12 fights of really good fights, guys and girls, every different weight class. All the fights are always exciting. It's a great venue for the people that are there. The casino's real nice. It's really intimate. There's not too much, misused space. The whole place is filled wall to wall, and everyone has a good seat. So I think the events BAMMA puts on are always exciting, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Training camp's going good, they always are. It has its moments, you have your days where you're just kicking ass and you feel like this is how I want to fight, and you have days where you're picking yourself up off the ground and you're like, I sure hope it doesn't go like that. So, training camp's going good. You just got to ride with it, and it really what matters is the night of the fight. That's what matters. But as far as right now, yeah, it feels just as good as a lot of the other ones. I mean, all my training camps have gone really well. It's always about the performance. Like I said, that's what really matters that night. So training camp is the time where you work out you know, the little kinks, and you add certain little things that you kind of want to apply to the fight or apply to your game plan, and you know, that's where we work it out. So it's just right now, just fine-tuning everything and working hard, enjoying the time.
For training camp?
A month left. You know, you just really want to focus on the game plan you want to apply, or I want to apply. Making sure your cardio is good, making sure, you know, your weight is good, making sure, you know, just I have checklists, you know, in the gym, out of the gym, all the stuff that kind of helps me feel focused and helps me realize that I'm doing what needs to be done. When those goals are hit each week or each day, then that's when I feel the best. So training camp's going good. You know, everything's going according to plan as of right now. So as long as fight night gets here real quick, I'm gonna be excited. Oh, on fight night, the fans can always expect me putting out my best. You know, I just have a knack for really wanting to finish fights, and that's what I like to do. And I know Rob, you know, likes to come and bring the thunder as well. So I think it makes for a good fight for the fans. And you know, if you look at my record, most of the fights are finishes. So that's kind of my goal. I like to bring fireworks. I like to make it exciting. I think that's my chance to show my skill set and say, hey, this is who I am. So finishing fights is definitely a part of that. On social media, you can find me on Twitter at John Robles 23. Instagram, it's just John Robles, JOHNROBLES, and Facebook, John Robles. I just want to say thank you to all of my sponsors, my coaches, and you know, the gyms I get to train at, Systems Training Center, Kettlebell South Bay. You know, if anybody I've left off the list, I apologize. You know, I really appreciate all the work from, you know, teammates, coaches, things like that. Sponsors, Maddox Clothing, DVS Shoes, Mentum Eyewear, Iridium Sports Agency, my management. You know, everyone. I can't thank you guys enough. Without you guys' support, it wouldn't be possible, and it definitely wouldn't be as much fun on fight night. Win or lose, you guys are always there for me. So I really have to say thank you very much. Friends, family, fans, don't forget, come and get your tickets April 10th for Badbeat 15. Fighting Rob Gooch. It's going to be a great night at the Commerce Casino. So if you've ever been to the venue, you'll know it's going to be a great night. And if you haven't, don't miss a great night. So make sure you guys make it out. Thanks.